weather's a little nicer today, still warm and all. And what did I read today? How about this one? Was this an example of a drone delivery per se crashing? This one says, drone carrying blood samples to Kotdwar base hospital crashes. So what happened here, huh? Especially with this topic, as there's a lot of hospitals around the world that are eager to use things like drone delivery to deliver things, for example, like medical supply. It says a drone carrying blood samples from AIIMS Rishikesh to Kotdwar base hospital crashed in a forest in Pauri district on Monday, and officials said. The drone was flown as part of an experiment to take essential medicines to the needy and remote areas. Chief Medical Superintendent of the base hospital, Vijayas Buaraj, said. It seems the drone developed a technical snag and crashed in a forest in Kalagadi area before it could reach the base hospital, Buaraj said. The exact cause will be known after examination of the drone and the crash site, he added. The site of the crash is around 15 kilometers from Kotdwar. The drone was capable of flying at a height of 400 feet and carrying a weight of 8 kilograms at a time, the officials said. That's not too high, is it, in terms of flying? Either way, does that make people worried in terms of drone delivery? It's just a matter of time until one of them at least falls from the sky and all that. And as I even mentioned before, the irony is with all these over-the-top regulations, some people are saying, oh, you need this to prevent things from happening 100%. Ironically, the first, let's just say, catastrophic crash and so forth is probably going to happen during these times when you have all these things in place. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what exactly happened in this case. And this was kind of an interesting read as it dealt with a police drone, where in this case it seems like they were spying or capturing evidence, I guess you could say, of a drug dealer, zooming into them and all that. It's just kind of interesting because this is what people, I guess, fearmonger a recreational person doing, but for the majority of the stuff I read anyways, it's usually officials using it in these ways. It says here, man sentenced after drone work leads to drugs recovery. A man has been sentenced to 28 months in prison after officers arrested him with the help of the police drone, and he was found in possession of crack cocaine. The incident on Wednesday, 24th May saw 22-year-old Callum Over attend Alleygate's backing onto Haddon Street, Middlesbrough, to do a drugs deal before being detained in the alley by plainclothes officers. A subsequent drug search was carried out at the property nearby. 31 grip-sealed bags containing crack cocaine were recovered from Callum Over, believed to be worth over 300 pounds. The deal and the arrest were captured on the police drone, which was watching from above. Over pleaded guilty and was sentenced on Friday the 4th of August at Teesside Crown Court. And it says here, I guess with this police team, it says, I am pleased with the sentence and hope this sends a message to those criminals amongst our communities who are intent on dealing drugs. We won't tolerate the misery you bring to our communities. We are watching, and there really is nowhere to hide. That's something that a recreational person usually says too, where they're just flying it up in the air, capturing the scenery, for example, the sunset or whatever. What is it that you fear so much of whatever it is you're doing that you're afraid it's being captured on film? Because in my opinion, you only need to be terrified if you're doing something crazy like this, selling drugs and all that. Because again, most people, they just fly it for fun, capture again the sceneries around trees and all that, and it is usually officials using it in these ways anyways. And then I read this, which was actually really interesting, because with that recent strike, for example, with actors and performers with the concern of things like AI, this one would actually relate to the regular average person. How would you feel if a company, for example, like Zoom, starts using all the videos and stuff, I guess, that you published on Zoom as a way to train its AI and all that? Would you be okay if they, quote, sold it afterwards? This one says, Zoom can now train its AI using some customer data according to updated terms. Zoom's term of service update establishes the video platform's right to use some customer data for training its AI models. Zoom clarified that for AI, we do not use audio, video, or chat content for training our models without customers' consent. So there, people would say, okay, well that's fine, it's just data or whatever for a lot. But then it says here, but when a user enables Zoom's generative AI features released in June, the company has them sign a consent form allowing Zoom to train its AI models using their customer content. So it's kind of one of those things too, where when you agree to those terms of services on these types of, let's just say, sites or platforms, do people actually read them? I think most people just say, okay, agree, correct? And it says, Zoom wants to train its artificial intelligence models using some of your data according to recently updated terms of service. The latest update to the video platform's term of service front-loads sections on software licensing, beta services, and compliance, but if you read past that, the fine print seems to reveal a key decision in Zoom's AI strategy. The update, effective as of July 27th, establishes Zoom's right to utilize some aspect of customer data for training and tuning its AI or machine learning models. So they quote one of the parts here saying, you consent to Zoom's access, use, collection, creation, modification, distribution, processing, sharing, maintenance, and storage of service-generated data for any purpose to the extent and in the manner permitted under applicable law, including for the purpose of machine learning or artificial intelligence, Zoom's terms state. So again, that kind of makes people worried they're being used, I guess you could say, in their data to train company items, software in the future, who knows? And they did try to make a clarification, for example, in their post saying here, it's important to us at Zoom to empower our customers with innovative and secure communication solutions. We've updated our terms of service to further confirm that we will not use audio, video, or chat customer content to train our artificial intelligence models without your consent. So that's kind of the key word there, without your consent, because again, who actually reads this stuff when they use it, especially if you're required to use these software or platforms for your work, for example. I know during the shutdowns and all that, even I had to use things like Zoom as an example to do a lot of meetings and all that. So again, this is kind of interesting. Where are you okay, for example, with a company using your data, your quote content in these ways in the future, even if you aren't specifically, for example, doing it for commercial reasons, where in the future they could possibly, let's just say, use it for commercial reasons? Would you be okay with it? So it's kind of a different take in terms of things, again, like the film industry strikes and all that with performers, writers, where they're saying they want to be paid for their work in the future, they want to be protected. Would you want the same type of, I guess, quote, rights in that sense, where you don't want companies to use your data and content in that way too? Or would you say, yeah, that's the way it is anyways? Alright, see you guys later.